What's up you guys, my name is Mac, this is Cherry Bomb Tacoma, and today we're going to be installing these beautiful amber Lasfit ditch lights. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, wasting no time at all, let's see what we need for the install. So obviously you're going to need your ditch lights, you're going to need your brackets, and your wiring harness. This is the bare bone minimum of what you're gonna need. And also stuff that you're gonna wanna have that'll make your life easier is a trim removal kit. So whenever we put the button inside of the cab, you're gonna wanna have a socket set. So you're gonna wanna have 11 and a 12 millimeter. I recommend having another set of pliers or some vice grips nearby. And then if you choose to do your own custom wiring harness or just do a different button than what's included with the wiring harness, you're gonna wanna have some vice grips. Let's get into the install. All right guys, so to jump into this install, what we're gonna actually do first is we're actually going to mount the bracket for the light onto the ditch light bracket itself that attaches to the hood. And the reason is because they are such a low profile and they're so slim, you simply won't be able to reach underneath to be able to attach this light. So we're just gonna do that now. So simply what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the bolt on, and you're gonna put a washer, and then you're gonna put your nut on the bottom there. You're just gonna tighten that up, and then we're gonna use a 14 millimeter deep socket to get over this bolt here and to be able to tighten up. And like I said, I'll show you in a second, but just because of the way that the bracket is set up and it's such a slim and low profile, you will not be able to get, you won't be able to get under here, I guarantee you. So you wanna do this just to save you the headache. And now let's put it on the hood. Alright guys, so obviously you're going to want to open up your hood and then check this out. So on the Lasfit brackets, you can see it's got a right and a left. So looking from the front of the truck, this is the right and this is the left. So it's not from the back, it's from, if you're looking at the truck, right and left. Alright, let's do it. Alright, sweet. Now we're underneath the hood. The first thing we want to do is pop your hood. And this is what we've got going here. So this is already set up. And so basically, when you're going to feed it under, you'll have enough room with the mount to feed it over like so. But what you're gonna have to do, so you got these two bolts here that are for your hood, right? And they're gonna be 12 millimeter sockets. So you don't wanna undo both of them at the same time. You wanna undo this first one here. All right, so we're gonna loosen that one up. Don't lose that. Then you're gonna take your bracket, wrap it around like so. So you're gonna put it at a diagonal like this, and then you're going to take your same bolt and put it in those threads. And just hand tighten it and snug it up a little bit with your wrench here. Now the reason we don't undo both at the beginning is because we don't want to lose our hood position. That'd be a bad day. And then you want to undo your second one here. And then you want to pivot over your mount. And then now you can put your second bolt back in and tighten everything down. And there's no torque spec here. Just when you feel that it's tight, don't overdo it. And just like that. And now let's close the hood and attach the light. Alright, so I covered in the unboxing video that there's a bunch of hardware and stuff that comes in the box. But now that we've got this mount on here, and you can see how low, nice and low profile this mount is, so you're not gonna have any room to be able to do, to get a wrench under there to do it. So look at how awesome this is gonna look, yeah? And then you're gonna take two of these guys, these little smaller screws in the packaging, and a washer. And so it's going to be screw, mount, washer, light. And also in the box, because Lasfit's awesome, they give you the hardware that you'll need to install for the whole bracket area. Make sure that your wire here is coming out of the back and out of the way. Alright, awesome. And obviously before we get into wiring, you're going to want to repeat this process on the passenger side, and I'm going to do that now. Alright guys, we are in business, but look at how precise. Look at those gaps. Some awesome quality here from Lasfit. Just super close and discreet and nice and low profile. All right, let's jump into the wiring. All right guys, now we're gonna move into the wiring, so definitely you want to unplug your battery. Of course, it's a good old trusty 10 mil. Safety. All right, so like I said, definitely my recommendation is you use the wiring harness that comes from Lasfit. It's specifically designed for these lights, and what I mean by that is that it has these two Deutsch connectors that come off of it, and so it comes with two, which is obviously designed for this setup. You know, it doesn't just have one. So you have a positive and a negative, and then you're gonna have a relay. And I'm gonna show you one spot that I think I've already picked out to where we can use, kind of like recycle, if you will, a bolt location in the engine bay, so that way this can be upright, because you don't ever want to mount it sideways or upside down. I did that on my last truck, and I fried my relay, and then my lights didn't work. So let's get to it. So what I'm going to do is I have my two Deutsch plugs here, and those are up top, so I'm going to put one far over to go to the passenger side of the truck, and then one's going to stay right here, plug in. It's going to plug in just like this. So you hear that click, do a little pull test, you know it's watertight. Alright guys, I've been doing a little bit of wiring, and I kind of want to show you how the rough setup looks. So for the positive end, it's on the 10 mil coming out the side, and that still allows the cover to kind of go over and protect it. And then on the negative side, we just have it right there. And then this guy, we were able to reuse this, and now it's, you know, angled down, it's out of the way, and it's gonna be perfect just right there. And just to show you that everything's working, ba-boom, ba-boom. So the last thing we need to do is figure out how to get this switch inside the cab. Let's jump to it. We're in the corner of the truck. Follow it down, follow it down. You're gonna see this little rubber circular gasket. There's those two black wires, right? You see those? The wire on the left is the remote that we've shoved through there. And basically you just go to the left of it and then pull it through. And then what I did is there's these plugs right here on the wiring harness. And I disconnected them, which you can simply do by just pushing that tab down and pulling. And so I separated the whole remote, and then I just shoved that part through. And then let me show you underneath here as well where it's going to come out. So it's going to come out right there. So here's your pedals, and there it's where it's going to pull out. And now we're going to remove this, because we're going to put this switch on top of probably this one or on top of this one. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that now. Alright guys, so we're going to take off this panel here. Very, very easy. Like I said, if you have a trim removal tool, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Just attack one of these sides and kind of wiggle and pull, and then it simply will come off just like that. Very easy. And now I'm going to show you how I'm going to put the switch on this panel. So here's my game plan. So since this factory doesn't have anything right here, we're going to basically, so we pulled the switch through like this, you can see, and we're going to basically have it hang over. But obviously with this extra wire, we're going to have a problem there. So we're going to cut out a little notch right here for the wire to sit in, and also since it's smooth, then the adhesive can stick right there, and it'll be boom boom just like that. So let's cut the little notch, and then we can do that. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to cut. You can buy a switch, or you can put it anywhere else on your car to where you don't have to cut it, but that's up to you. Alright, so I got my Dremel out, and I got this tip on here, and like I said, I'm going to reiterate this. You don't have to do it this way, but this is how I had a picture in my head and how I'm going to do it. Alright, here we go. So as you can see, now proof of concept is now this light comes out of here, and it can easily turn on and off. And I will now clean off the surface a little bit, take off the adhesive backing, which is great because like I said, you don't want to do this. This adhesive backing from Lasfit allows you to put this anywhere on the inside of your car. You know, hold this down for a little bit while it sticks, and then just like that. Alright, so we've got everything wrapped up. I'm going to close everything up, do a little bit of wire management, and do a little recap. Alright guys, so just to recap, you're going to want to start with your bracket, and you're going to want to attach the bracket for the light onto the hood bracket. And then you're going to want to take off this first one, put the bracket on at an angle, and then hand tighten that bolt. Take out that second bolt, swivel it over the bracket, and tighten that up, and then attach the light. You're going to want to run the plug, the Deutsch plug, underneath, just like this. You're going to want to do that on both sides. Then you're going to take your wiring harness. You're going to do your negative end on the negative side, and your positive on the positive side. You're going to bolt the little box onto this bolt here, because why not just reuse it? And then we're gonna do some wire management here, so don't worry. And also, please don't keep your cables like this. Make sure you take care of your wires before you finish your project. And then we took the switch and we put it through the firewall to the left of this gasket and through, and that'll come into the inside and it'll pop out right down there. And then we fed it through here, popped this out with our trim removal tool, and then now we have our switch. All right, so now we're gonna do some cable management, wait till it's dark, and we're gonna go out and do a little test. Alrighty guys, much better on the wiring here. It's very important to keep your engine bay just as clean as possible. Yeah, so this hose will go across, and this is for windshield wiper fluid. And so you can basically just follow the wire across and basically zip tie it to it. And even right here, this was like a little clip that I could stick the wire in. Now, if I find that it's, you know, choking the washer fluid, I'll loosen it up, but I don't think it is, and it never was a problem on the last truck. And then right over here, I was able to zip tie across here to make a little anchor, zip tie together, and then down here, the excess I zip tied together, and then even the excess going into the firewall. And then this is all clean, and then inside, you'll have a little bit of excess because of the plug situation. You can see the plug right there, but then I just tucked it right inside of here where my pinky's at. And then that way it's out of the way, and it's a super nice clean setup. All right, this is one of the darker areas that I could find that doesn't have a ton of people around. We are next to a park, but so I just wanted to kind of show you, like I said, this is just gonna be a quick demonstration, and then we'll have a separate video dedicated to a review and demonstration. But so here's like normal lights. Here's the normal lights with the Lasfit lights. Here's the Lasfit lights by themselves. And then here's the lights and with the fogs. So overall, I'm very excited, and obviously the darker it is, the more useful they'll be, but they definitely throw light far enough in the distance. You're not gonna get stuff super close up because of the hood, but that's just the design of it. But still very exciting, and I can't wait to take these out on the trail. Anyway guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out the unboxing, you can click over here. The demonstration video will come out soon, and we're gonna test it out on the trail. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Just undid our first bolt. Don't worry, I found it.